the Matrix. Honestly, if they did go for a carry pick, it's gonna be so bad. Just because that, yes, the 1-1 is scary, but pair him up with a Diggy, where the Diggy is just gonna babysit. I mean, sure, the Diggy can do whatever he wants, but if he stays in the gold lane, then you're gonna zone out the enemy goal laner away from the minions, and it's gonna be so crazy. And this is potentially the last game of the day. Team Philippines match point. If they win this one, they will be the gold medalists. Team Indonesia, they're gonna try very hard to push this to game 5.
Yep, this is going to be a very, very difficult situation to be in as well. But Xavier, like I said, well, has made statements here at the SEA Games. And game number 4 is on its way. Will Team Indonesia will be able to bounce back or not? As you can see, there's going to be a little bit of fight as well as CW going to be a little bit trouble as he goes in for a little bit of harassment coming in. Win going to be going for a little bit of harassment. However, there is going to be a little bit of a issue apparently. We are going to be going into a pause for now as they are going to be resolving certain issues.
Yeah, right now, unsure what's going on because I did not see which athlete raised their hands to see who is calling up for the pause. But it looks like it's from the Indonesian side apparently. Right now, looking at how the lane is being set up, it looks like Team Philippines, they are expecting for the Diggy to be staying up in the gold lane, and that's why we can see Villa Luna is staying there as well, just to make sure that he makes sure that Gonzalez can survive any potential threats there.
Yep, and at the same time as well, I think there was a little bit of an issue as well. I believe the 1-1 CW was actually struggling as well. I was not exactly sure why he was just standing there, immediately getting contested as well, because that was a very, very risky approach considering the laning phase. So this is going to put a dent in towards his laning phase from the start. So Team Indonesia in a very, very rough start just from the first minute based on how things went down. So Team Philippines, they can look to go in for a little bit more aggressive maneuvers to actually slow down Team Philippines farm, and they slow down Team Indonesia's farm if they choose to do so from the side Team Philippines, because eventually they should not be dragging this game into its latest stage game where the Diggy just completely runs rampant against their composition. They've got to get whatever they can on whatever pieces in the side lanes as much as possible before the Diggy as well as the Sicilian goes up for the usual CC follow-ups.
Now, we have not brought this up, but you know what? It's a technical pause. Why not? Looking at all these athletes wearing their country's uniforms, it looks so good on them, and it probably brings them pride as well, but also gives a lot of pressure. I was thinking about this when I was looking at the Indonesian lineup, where wearing the Indonesian jerseys here, they are in a lot of pressure just because right now they're in the back foot. They really want to win this out, because losing twice in a row to the same opponents, it feels bad.
Yeah, it is going to be a feels bad moment for sure, especially when Team Philippines is here to defend the title. There's a reason why they won the strongest out there. And based on prediction wise, I believe everyone was siding on Team Philippines, right? On our cluster's prediction, except for, I believe, Mirko to be believing that Indonesia still stands. But I definitely agree that the Kings are back for a reason. They are one of the best out there. Back-to-back and World Championship is not an easy achievement to do. And it seems like they are one step closer, but they still need to take the final step before they can be crowned the champion. So Team Philippines as well as Team Indonesia, I feel like Team Indonesia, they've got what it takes to bounce back. Like the Diggy clutch pick on towards the final phase pick is going to help them a little bit more, because we've seen how Team Philippines was bringing it as well during their semi-finals approach in yesterday's game. During the group stages as well, which posed to be a big threat towards Team Indonesia's composition.
Diggy is good, but there are risks to it as well. Just because the Diggy has a pretty small HP pool, so he can get bursted out very, very fast. So in that kind of way, you can force out the ultimate just by chunking down the Diggy a lot. So he's forced to use his ultimate, and if he doesn't, like, he's just like, you know, I'm just gonna keep it. I'm just gonna keep it. Well, keep it to your grave. So for the side of Team Philippines, they still have options like, oh no, the Diggy, he's gonna cancel out our crowd controls. Let's kill him. You know, that's a good idea. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But of course, when it comes to Diggy as well, there was a very, very super underrated update coming in towards the Diggy as well, which is each time you get a kill, that is going to be building some stacks. Or each time you hit a alarm bot onto the enemy, as long as you do not die, you are going to build up stacks for the damage output. So it's a super underrated skill coming from the Diggy. But as long as you do not die, eventually the Diggy is going to get a lot of damage output. But as of yet, looks like we are going to be going for a little bit of a pause as of yet. And seems like there is going to be another technical issue coming in from both the teams.
Yeah, and again, this is a situation. Now I feel like it is from the side of Team Philippines, where Del Rosario is showing his phone to the marshal, indicating there is some kind of an issue there. Where before this, it was Villa Luna. So right now, for both these teams, it's going to be difficult for them to actually juggle this situation of maintaining focus while going through all of these technical pauses. So this will all factor in into how they're going to play this match. So it's not easy to get the gold. It really isn't.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things that's going to go in your way.
So it is very, very difficult to do so, especially that they have been playing this so long. I believe that it is going to be very, very much more games to be anticipating. And considering that this may potentially drag into game number 5, we have to ensure the integrity of all systems to be on point and 100% in order to be able to for all the players to play at the highest level and to ensure all the best viewing experience for everyone as well as for us casters.
Yeah, I'm glad that the players still are looking happy. They still are high spirit in this game. It's just like, yes, we are still in it to win it. For Team Philippines and Team Indonesia, I feel like they could also use this to their own advantage, knowing that all these technical pauses is going to really mix it up inside of their opponents' heads. So at this moment of time, you should be able to identify who is the shot caller for the enemy team, and you should really put on the pressure there. It's like, we're gonna make sure that you can't think, because if you shut down the brain, the entire body falls down. I haven't experienced it yet, but I've seen it happen.
Are you sure you haven't experienced it yet?
Not enough for my body to shut down.
Okay, not.
Oh wait, never mind. It was yesterday. I got home and I fell asleep instantly.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess I can relate as well if you put it that way. But of course, now continuing into this match, anything can happen, and I feel like it is going to be very, very difficult to actually overcome this mental state. And the reason why we mentioned this as well, I believe you guys at home are very, very excited to watch the game, asking for it to actually continue. But it is also very mentally taxing for us casters, apparently.
Oh no.
To be consistently predicting what is going to be happening.
What are you talking about? We're doing fine. This
we are doing fine. We are doing fine.
Yeah,
that's the thing. We are doing fine.
About?
It's just very, very hard to keep up at the same level as a professional to be consistently predicting what may be happening later on. And it's funny enough, I was able to predict a couple of compositions previous game, but game 4, I really don't know what to expect. I really don't know what to expect. I know that Team Philippines has a little bit upper hand, but I feel like Team Indonesia got a very, very strong reply. And guess what? We are going to be jumping straight in towards game number 4. As of yet, as we are going to be going through what is going to be happening. But it seems like we are going to be jumping straight to the first turtle fight, and that's going to be turtle secured from the side of Team Philippines as they continue to back out. Now, the Tortoise Baton has been expanded from Albert. Can he back off? Yes, he will. However, on the other side of the lane, CW winning his 1v1 matchup against Gonzalez. That is going to put the 1-1 in a very, very comfortable position.
That is why the 1-1 is so strong in the laning phase, because once she hits level 4 and then is able to get all the weakness tags, it's like, yes, my HP is low, but hello, I'm going to jump in the air. I'm in an iframe, you can attack me, and then that's a free kill for him. So right now, Team Philippines, they have advantages across the map except for the gold lane. However, I feel like, look at this. Gonzalez with the damage onto Vin. This is what I'm talking about. Yes, Vin has a lot of utility, but he can die very fast, so it's good and bad.
Yep, and at the same time right now, Soto's going to get dived on the bottom side. He's going to try and make a retreat. He does have the pure sprint, so he's going to be A-okay. So fortunate for him, there's not going to be losing out too much in that regard. But I definitely agree. You can see the hesitations coming from Team Indonesia as well. They want to set up for the Sanguine Call caught up with the time reversal to allow CW to win his game. And you can see Villa Luna is a little bit afraid to do so. And as of yet, Team Indonesia, they cannot afford to lose both CW's life and win if they want to abuse the alarm bomb stacks coming in. But looks like they are going to be calling in the cavalry as Team Philippines is going to be forcing a fight with the Toys Basan. And it seems like they're not going to be overcommitting as well, as Team Philippines will back off. Gonzalez will look to chip towards the gold plating, where CW is going to try and farm as safely as can. But it looks like he is going to be forced to back off and concede the lane itself just because Team Philippines is going to be around to pressure him off.
That's not fair. Look at what Gonzalez is doing. CW can't do anything against that. He's pushing the turret even though there's no minions. And the moment a minion comes, the Mirror Passion cleans it up. So right now, Team Philippines as well as Team Indonesia, it's almost a repeat of the first game. Prioritizing the gold lane. But now, looking at this advantage, Gonzalez, he is already rotating. And this is what you get when you have lane priority. So this turtle is potentially going to have a very big fight.
Agreed, but seems like Team Indonesia is going to buy a little bit more time. Look at how R7 is positioning the turtle just to buy time and for the team, especially when 1-1 needs to actually farm up a little bit more lanes if he decides to join the fight. Team Philippines is not going to be able to contest that, so they are going to focus on clearing their lanes before actually contest this. But this time, the turtle is going to be in their control, and there's a little bit of a stalemate for now. R7 going for the flank, trying to go for a fight. Heavy Spin is still kept yet. Here comes the time journey, trying to secure the turtle, but it is going to be Team Philippines that gets it. But the rest of Team Indonesia is going to get caught out by the Numenor Blast, and R7 will get chunked away. And the Science needs to run for his life, and he is going to be A-okay as Team Philippines comes up on top.
Team Philippines, look at that. Look at the control. They have a lot of crowd control there, and they actually managed to play it around the Diggy. Again, the Diggy can cancel a lot of these engagements, but the positioning from Villa Luna, being away from the Diggy, positioning himself, being able to have that big Numenor Blast. Team Indonesia, they still have to be careful. They have answers, but the questions are still difficult for them to deal with every single time.
Yep, as long as CW is going to be alive, they are going to be good, because as of yet, Team Indonesia, they are just gotta play it safe. And I like how greedy Team Indonesia is trying to do in trying to get objectives without trading lives, just because of the stacks they want to build up on towards a win. But it seems like there's going to be a attempt coming from Albert as well. The choice for Sons is being used, and Team Philippines is going to be ignoring the fight. While that's actually happening as well, Team Philippines, they will try and cut the waves as Soto is going to try to outmatch the XP lane against the Esmeralda.
Right now, let's look at the goal difference. But before that, we have to see Sans getting pushed out, and he will try to survive. But unfortunately, the kill is still going to go over. It could have been a little bit more cleaner, but a kill is a kill. And right now, Team Philippines, they're going to push for more advantage. Look at the damage going on to Vin. Vin has to recall this is a bad situation for Team Indonesia. We can see how Gonzalez managed to get a lot of goal onto himself. His damage is going to get out of control using all the advantages, and CW having to rotate to the bottom lane to try to get some extra farm, while Villa Luna is trying to run away from R7 being oppressive as well. Imam is there trying to help out, and
oh wow,
you know what? That is worth a pause. If they want to pause now, I would accept it. You know?
Yep, I definitely agree. And while that's actually happening as well, it seems like Imam was trying his best to actually kite as well. I like the defensive dawning light back towards the base to make sure that the dive doesn't happen on towards his teammate, but still preemptively anticipating the Esmeralda. Very, very big brain 5-hit.
I like how you turned it around.
It's true.
Yeah, it's like I anticipate you, the person in front of me, to be behind me. I'm gonna shoot it there. You know what?
No, he blocks his pathing, so it's pretty much an insurance to make sure that Villa Luna gets out safely.
Yes, the Xavier insurance. Get it now. He will save you when you are in trouble, and you will pay full price, because right now he has a very high win rate. Xavier insurance, not sponsoring the SEA Games.
I like how you're trying to indirectly promote insurance company of your choice known as LaFell Insurance.
No, Xavier.
Okay, Xavier Insurance. Maybe
not
it's
sponsored, by the way.
It's a it's not. Is it even a real thing?
You know what?
It's just a made up thing by you, right?
No, of course it's
Brought
a
to
made
you
up.
by Lifel, yeah.
It's a made up thing, but
Uh-huh.
because of this, I hope Muntan is watching just so
Yeah.
that we can see an upcoming skin for Xavier for him to be in a business suit.
Oh yeah,
Right?
with your face, right?
Yeah, and then just go out to people as like, hey, you want me to review your policy? I can do that. You know, it's for free. But still, like,
but
let's-
it's true though. It's
It's
true,
true,
though.
right? Yeah,
it's
yeah,
true,
yeah,
though.
yeah. So either ways, right now we're still looking at the game and Team Philippines. I want to talk about the goal advantage actually, and I feel like a lot of the goal advantage is on to the Beatrice just because
Yeah.
she's been chunking out that gold plating a lot, and the minions die off before they even make it to the lane.
Yeah, I guess if that actually happens as well, I feel like the win condition coming from Team Indonesia is going to be obviously on CW with the 1-1, right? But I feel like it's very, very greedy on how they're trying to play this game because they are trying to drag this into a later stage game, hoping not to lose out on trades because Team Philippines are afraid to catch them off, which is surprisingly greedy but smart as well because sometimes you tend to overthink on how the layers that you need to overcome, right? You have this Sanguine Claw, you have the time reversal from Diggy, which can pose as a threat. But they're using the threat not for kills. They're using the threat to buy time and build up the stacks on the Diggy, as well as buying time for the 1-1 to build gold. Whereas Team Philippines, if they don't realize that this is actually happening, they are going to be in some trouble. But so far, what I'm seeing is that Team Philippines, they're winning off in their turtle trade. So they can look to throw a little bit more crazy, but the moment they start killing on towards the Diggy, this is where they would be a little bit more relieved because eventually into the later stage game, the double mage composition coming from Team Indonesia is going to be a very, very annoying factor because you've got this Esmeralda, you've got this Sicilian, he's building stacks, you've got this Diggy is also building stacks. Eventually, you don't think it hurts, but you won't realize it until it happens.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at this and I just, for the sake of all the Philippine fans here, they should close the game as soon as possible just because CW is an amazing player. And I'm looking forward to the point where he's just like, he shuts his brain off, focusing entirely on mechanics, gets the crossbow of tank, and then just pop off because 1-1 has that quality. 1-1 has the opportunity to potentially 1v5 if the situation calls for it.
Agreed, and I definitely 100% agree on that as well because Team Philippines right now, they are going to be taking the lead knowing that there's nothing much Team Indonesia is going to be doing right now. They're just playing as defensive as possible. Team Philippines is going to get a little bit of a lead in terms of economy. Demon Hunter Sword up on CW, hoping to get a little bit more mobility later on, but it's going to take a little bit more time to gather his items. But seems like Team Indonesia, they are going to go for a lane swap between CW as well as Esmeralda. Likewise coming from Philippines to mirror the matchup, to sync up for the Lord down border. Seems like this next Lord fight, they want CW to be joining very, very soon to farm some kills. However, here comes the harassment coming from Team Philippines. The snipe doesn't finish off Win, so that is going to be Win holding on towards his stacks once again. It seems like there is going to be a split push coming from Team Philippines, and there is going to be another pause coming in. And seems like there is going to be a little bit of an issue once again.
Yeah, this Sanguine Claw didn't manage to hit. So now, ICBB 1-2.
Yeah. What's up?
What else are we gonna talk about?
You know, I'm not gonna lie. It's gotten to the stage that things are getting a little bit ridiculous when it comes to all this pause, and I don't know what's happening, but somebody's got to tell us what is happening there. Like, I understand that we have to be very, very, I would say.
You know, let me take a guess. Let me take a guess, right?
Yeah.
So let's look at the body language that all of the players have been exhibiting. Okay. Number one, it's obvious whenever they're showing the phones, right? And usually when it comes to the phones, it could be a connection issue.
Okay.
So I feel like part of the issue is connection. And there are often times, well, actually more towards Vin, where I see him testing out his headset. So there might be some audio issues as well. Perhaps Vin could not hear parts of the game sounds, because that is also a
possibility.
Yeah, that's actually a very important mechanic that is always overlooked.
Before the audience makes any sort of assumptions, right? We're just making guesses, all right? We're just making guesses. It's not true. We really don't know what is causing this technical pause. But what I do know is that we the officials are trying their best
Yes.
to make sure that everything is running as smoothly as they can, making sure that the integrity of the game is not violated and any sort of unfairness not happening as much as they can. Because we've seen it happen in the past before where a specific team, not gonna mention who, okay, not gonna mention which team, lost because of one issue.
I actually don't know. But
Yeah, exactly. That's why I just put it in there, you know. The person died and then suddenly come back and then lost the entire series. You know what I'm talking about.
anyways, right now, oh, now I know. Anyways, now Team Philippines again is pushing on at mid. Yes, I finally got it. I feel like
Yep.
some fans got it as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for the people watching this, they know what I'm talking about. Especially either Team Indonesia or Team Philippines. I'm just gonna stop, aren't I?
Yeah, you're just gonna stop, and we're all gonna smile in silence. Now, Team Philippines, they're still pushing, and they're looking forward to take the bottom turret, and they managed to do so. Right now, it's going up to the 9-minute mark. The Lord will be spotting. And for side of Team Philippines and Team Indonesia, they really should be focusing on getting more turrets, especially in the mid side, making it easier for this Lord take. And I feel like this is a situation where Philippines can force it, but I don't think it's necessary because this is just a normal Lord, not a Luminous Lord. So the only value that it really provides is just, you know, strengthening the minions, some gold, some EXP, but not something you should trade your life for.
For the past 9 minutes of in-game time, I have no idea what actually happened. All I saw was like,
Not gonna lie,
one
same.
kills as well. And then out of nowhere, there's only 3 kills that happened. And out of nowhere, Team Philippines has gotten a 4K lead against Team Indonesia. And now here comes a heavy spin. They finally catch on CW. CFW just used his second skill, but he's going to be A-OK. And they are going to be able to trade a couple of kills here. And that is just a Villa Luna completely flushed off as Indonesia was able to survive that with only a fraction of HP. That was a very, very risky play. But still, Team Indonesia was able to bounce back because of that.
I gotta say, I feel like even CW was panicking a little bit there because even though he managed to use his second skill, but because the heavy spin just keeps on spinning, still is being locked down. But over here we can see R7 is in a bad position, and the kill is going over to Team Philippines right now. 3 kills over to 2. And look at Gonzalez. Gonzalez dishing out the damage, managing to get 2, manages to get 3. A triple kill. Is this gonna be a maniac? And no, the kill is going over to Imam, and that is a clean wipeout. Team Philippines, all 5 members are alive, and the minions are there. Are they gonna end it now? Because Team Indonesia is gonna take at least 6 seconds for them to respawn.
Well, just like that, they close out the game. It seems like they are going to be the champions of the 31st SEA Games if this continue going for the crystal as well.
Wow!
And then it is going to happen. That's going to be the quickest finish I've ever seen, ladies and gentlemen. Team Philippines, your champions of the 31st SEA Games. What a way to close out the SEA Finals right here, right now. Team Philippines, they defend the title. Their second gold medalist 2 times in a row here at the SEA Games.
2 times gold medalist. World champions. Team Indonesia handpicking the best athletes, and they still can't take down the Kings coming in from Philippines. No one can break the code. This is a moment for Philippines. That's amazing.
The Kings are back.
That's
and they are ready
amazing.
to hold their operations flag very, very happily here as Team Philippines will be holding on strong as they are going to be awarding the gold medal as well. As you can see, the fans are just overly excited as they are going to be walking away with the gold medal, whereas Team Indonesia going to be going with the silver medal. A very, very commendable action coming from both teams. They played their best, they tried their best, but still, getting a medal for your country is gotta be a very, very important thing. But look at this, #1 from the fans, and Team Philippines taking gold medal.
2 times.